You know, in the tech world, there's nothing quite like a good comeback story. And today, we're diving into one of the biggest and, frankly, most surprising ones out there. The story of Microsoft Edge, a browser that went from being an industry punchline to a real, actual contender.
Okay, let's be real for a second. For years, if you said Microsoft browser, people immediately thought of Internet Explorer. And let's just say, its reputation wasn't great. It was slow, it was clunky, and for web developers, it was a total nightmare. So you can imagine the skepticism when Microsoft said they were trying again. But what happened next? Well, it's a genuine story of reinvention.
So how in the world did Microsoft even begin to crawl out from under that massive shadow of its past? Well, it started with a complete and total reboot.
Their first crack at it back in 2015 was called Edge Legacy. This was meant to be a clean break. It was faster, way more secure, and built on a brand new engine that Microsoft made themselves. The idea was to just start completely fresh. But it kind of flopped. It just couldn't gain any traction. The ghost of Internet Explorer, it turns out, was really hard to shake. So, in a move that honestly shocked pretty much everyone in tech, Microsoft did something radical. They didn't just tweak Edge, no. They decided to tear the whole thing down and rebuild it from scratch, basically on enemy territory. And this was a huge deal. Microsoft basically threw in the towel in the browser engine war. They decided to adopt Chromium, which is the same open-source foundation that Google Chrome itself is built on. I can't overstate this. This was the single most important moment in Edge's entire history. All of a sudden, it meant every website would just work, you'd get faster updates, and you could use the entire massive library of Chrome extensions. It was a game changer. You can really see that journey laid out pretty clearly here. From that first attempt with Legacy in 2015 to the massive pivot to Chromium in 2018. The official launch of the new Edge came in 2020, but the story didn't end there. By 2023, Microsoft had found its new secret weapon, artificial intelligence.
And this whole AI thing, this is at the absolute heart of Microsoft's vision for Edge right now. See, they're not just trying to be a slightly better version of Chrome anymore. They're trying to build a browser that's fundamentally smarter.
And this is the marketing line, right? Copilot, their AI, isn't just a feature you turn on. They call it a companion. The idea is that it's this active assistant for everything you do online, and it's baked right into the browser itself.
So what does that actually do for you? Well, it's all about making life easier. Imagine you've got 20 messy tabs open for a research project, and you can just ask your browser to organize them with one click. Or you're shopping, and it automatically finds you coupons and better prices. It can even whip up images or custom browser themes just from a few words you type. The key takeaway here is that Microsoft is betting these unique AI-powered tricks will be enough to convince you to finally make the switch.
But, and this is a big but, there's a catch. For all of its cool, innovative features, Edge's comeback story has been seriously tangled up in controversy over how Microsoft has tried to push it on people.
And this right here is the central conflict of the whole Edge story. On one hand, you have Microsoft promising amazing performance, top-notch security, and a browser that puts you first. But on the other hand, the reality for a lot of users has been something very different. We're talking privacy worries, forced installations, and really aggressive pop-ups trying to stop you from using anything else.
And look, these aren't just vague feelings. We're talking about specific, documented tactics. Edge got into hot water for slurping up data from other browsers before it even asked you for permission. It's been known to throw up prompts that literally try to guilt you out of downloading Chrome. And maybe most annoying of all, Microsoft has repeatedly tweaked Windows to force search links to open an Edge, even if you've explicitly set another browser as your default. This wasn't a one-time thing. It was a pattern that really ticked off a lot of the very people Microsoft was trying to win over.
And those privacy concerns? Yeah, they're not just hypothetical. A pretty well-known study from Trinity College called Edge Out specifically, finding that it sends unique hardware identifiers back to Microsoft servers. Think of it like a fingerprint for your computer that you can't just wipe away. That's a huge red flag for anyone who cares about their privacy online. Okay, so you've got these powerful AI features on one side, and all this pushiness and controversy on the other. Where does that actually leave Edge today in the brutal, cutthroat browser market? As of late 2023, this was its share of the desktop market, just over 10%. Now, that might not sound like a huge number, but trust me, it's a massive leap from where things were with the old Edge legacy.
Let's put that number into perspective, though. Google Chrome is still this absolute giant with a monster market share. It's not even close. But
look who's in second place on the desktop. Edge has managed to claw its way into the #2 spot, overtaking even Apple's Safari. It's a distant second for sure, but it is second. The comeback is definitely real, even if it's still a major uphill battle.
And that really leaves us with a big question. Microsoft survived its ugly past, it rebuilt its present, and now it is betting the entire farm on AI. But in a world that completely runs on Chrome, is just being a smarter browser enough to really change the game? And maybe more importantly, can it overcome the user distrust it's built up along the way? I guess only time will tell.